Hi.
Hi. I'm Allie.
And I'm Sam, and we are a two-mom family, I guess.
Well, we are.
We're two moms, I guess.
We are.
Twin boys. They are 15 months old, and our fertility journey was long and rough. If you follow us, you know.
It was very long. It felt really long.
It really did. But we had never actually calculated how much money we spent to have the twins.
We always kind of estimated, and when we were estimating, we thought this must be higher. Like, I don't think it's actually this high. This is just like a very generous guess.
At first, my guess was like 30,000, and we were like, do we think we spent that much? Maybe.
And then we were like, kept thinking of other things that cost us money along the way, and then we were like, maybe it's 40. I think
Maybe
it's 40.
40,000. We have calculated the exact number that we have spent. Drum roll, please. $49,364. We should start by saying, so we live in Canada. There is like an expectation for people that live outside of Canada that healthcare is free.
Yeah.
So fertility treatments are obviously covered, right?
Well, it varies province to province. So in some provinces, maybe it is covered. We know that there is funding in certain areas. Where we live, at the time we did IVF, there was not a single thing covered. Now there is a small tax break, I think. But again, doesn't matter because it did not apply to us when we did IVF.
It did not. So I have made a very specific breakdown of how much money we have spent conceiving our twin children, and
in case you're
we're going
nosy,
to share it.
Or in case you are embarking on this journey. Obviously, it's so different for everybody. Everyone's journeys are so different, but
Also, I will say we did this from 2020 to the twins were born in 2022. So that's like the 2-year period.
Yeah.
The prices have already gone up since
Yeah.
you did an embryo transfer in 2022.
Yep.
It's gone up $500 here. Keep that in mind. These are our prices from 2020 to 2022.
Yeah.
All right, and we will share a little about the journey as we go.
Yeah.
Ready?
okay.
Starting at the very beginning, we did a consult at our local fertility clinic, and that cost $200.
Now it doesn't cost.
One of our doctors actually advocated really hard to the healthcare system here to say that it wasn't fair that same-sex couples
Yeah.
had to pay this fee. We had to pay this fee.
By
We
a
weren't
doctor.
referred by a doctor
Yeah.
because we didn't have infertility. It was that we were a same-sex couple. So she was like, that is discrimination.
Yeah, and then
And
changed
she
it.
fought it, and now you don't have to pay.
Yeah.
We did.
Sperm. So we bought sperm over the course of the journey. We didn't buy it all at once, but we ended up getting 10 vials, and it's about $1,000 per vial, which is insane. But $10,000.
We spent
$10,000 on sperm.
We needed, obviously, 1 vial per IUI. We did 3 IUIs, as we'll touch on, and then 2 for at-home insemination.
Yep.
So that's using 5, and then 1 for IVF. We do still have 4 vials.
We do.
That are frozen. How
Yep.
much do we pay for keeping this sperm
Oh yeah.
frozen?
How much do we pay for storage? We pay $450 a year.
And we've been keeping it frozen and stored for 3 years, so that comes to $1,350. The reason we have so much extra sperm is because our donor was retiring, and we basically panicked because at
Yeah.
that point we didn't have any kids yet, and
So
we really wanted to use this donor.
Right, we thought we might need to do more rounds of IVF, or we might try IUI again. We didn't know what we were going to do, so we bought out the remaining vials at the only place we could find this donor left.
Yeah. And now we still have that sperm because obviously the twins worked from those 9 embryos made from IVF.
Yeah.
So we're going to keep that frozen
Yeah, and then
for we don't know how long.
we don't know,
That's
but
going to be an ongoing cost for us.
it is.
It's really important to us that our kids are from the same donor, just personally, and it's nice to have those as like a safety deposit so that if in the future we decided we do want more kids
Yeah.
and don't have our 4 embryos anymore, we could
Yeah. We could do
something in the future with that sperm. IUIs.
IUIs.
So intrauterine inseminations, they're where the doctor puts the sperm inside your uterus and you hope it meets the egg. That cost us $2,850. That does not include the sperm cost, obviously, that we already
Yeah,
said.
that's just like the clinic cost for 3 IUIs. None worked, obviously.
Oh, and before I did the IUI, I needed an MRI done.
Yes, and it is an extremely long wait to get it for free in the public healthcare system.
And we were impatient.
Yeah, we were like, no, this is taking too long. So we opted to do a private MRI, which was $1,000. Looking back, we had to get it to proceed.
Yeah.
So it would have delayed. It could have delayed it like a year.
And
because
I mean, our journey was already 2 years.
Yeah, like you didn't have any problems. It was just like, oh, maybe we should get this MRI before we proceed.
Well, I had to get the MRI because I have an arcuate uterus, it's called. It's this. Mine personally is just, they say, a normal alternative shape to a uterus, but it can be abnormal, so they needed to look at it and make sure that it was in the normal range, because if it's in the abnormal range, there's other risk factors like increased risk of miscarriage.
But it was not by any means like anything medically urgent. So like you would have been
waiting
Ferguson
for a long time here to get it free. For both IUIs and IVF, the sperm had to be shipped from the storage facility to the clinic, and that costs money. Everything costs money here. Sperm shipping was $250 a shipment. We did 4 shipping times, so that came to $1,000. And there's another fee for when the clinic receives it, $200
per time,
so $800. And that's also gone up. Now it's $500. It's $500 now just for them to get the sperm. For the IUIs, we needed to track ovulation, which came to $338. It was so expensive because we used those clear blue digital
the flasher ones, because it was so much more clear.
Because we didn't want to miss the ovulation.
Yeah,
if we
did miss it,
we're screwed.
So that's what we used. It worked well for us, and they were obviously more expensive. So that's why it was
we did also use the easy at home cheapies.
We did double duty.
Obviously that didn't work, so we moved on to IVF.
Ooh, that's a big one. $10,200 for the IVF cycle.
I just realized that I forgot a cost on here, so add it to it. The freezing of the embryos. Embryo freezing? Wait, add this to the $49,000.
Okay.
Costs $1,100.
Oh my gosh, so we're at
that brings us to $50,464. $50,000. Wow, okay.
Okay, so there's that cost.
So IVF worked, and we froze the embryos?
Yeah, we didn't do a fresh transfer. It would have included the cost of a fresh transfer.
Oh, right, so they did give us a little money back.
We got like a few hundred towards a frozen transfer.
So the medication, this is a combination of all of the medication. So that's all of the injections for IVF, frozen embryo transfer, suppositories, and PIO injections and stuff. Cost us $7,334. That's, I think, the most shocking thing to you. And then because we got those embryos, which is great, we pay a $450 a year storage fee to keep those frozen. We have now had them frozen for 3 years, so 13.
3 years? Oh my gosh,
that's
crazy.
$1,350 for keeping those embryos frozen. We were obsessive testers.
Yeah, we could have saved here. This is the place we could have saved. Pregnancy tests. We were very, very obsessed with testing.
And we spent about $942 on pregnancy tests. So we used a lot of the first response tests with the 2 lines. They're expensive, and we used a lot of those.
And then we would, if it was positive, we'd use the digital clear blue because it says the weeks.
Yes. And those are really expensive.
We'd keep going and be like, okay, we're not going to buy any tests today.
And then we'd be like,
oh, we're going to go right now. We're going to go right now.
And then we also had the cheapy tests.
Yeah, the cheapy tests.
Oh yeah, we were obsessive testers. Then we did frozen embryo transfers. Yes, we did 4 of those at $2,000 a transfer, coming to $8,000. And in between those transfers, Allie decided that she would do an at-home insemination just for funsies.
I don't know. Let's just try it out. Why not? Didn't work.
No.
But that had a cost, obviously, of $400. That wasn't including the sperm. So we had purchased the sperm, $400 to like do the insemination.
And it used 2 vials of sperm. They made you do 2 vials. Yeah. Oh, okay, wait. There's one more thing that we could have saved money on.
Oh, we could have.
People swore by doing acupuncture, and I was
we would try at this point
anything
like,
and everything.
Like, you know what? We're gonna try anything. Like, let's try literally everything in our power to do it. We tried the pomegranate. We didn't add freaking Brazil nuts and pomegranate juice and all of that
or
stuff.
any of the supplements.
Oh my gosh, that was a lot. But anyway, we were like, we're gonna try everything we can. So yeah, you did acupuncture for quite a long time.
A year.
Yeah,
and
obviously
it didn't help, but we spent
$3,600
on it. So that brings us to a grand total revised of $50,464.
It hurts.
That's so much
But
money.
it's like, obviously we don't regret it.
No.
Because they're great. They're our babies.
Yeah.
But
we had to pay this out of pocket.
We did. We're also very lucky that we could save up, pay for this.
Yeah.
And it was not like a lump sum of $50,000. Obviously, this was like spread out over years. So
the biggest lump sum would have been the IVF. We had to pay that as
that
a
was
lump sum
painful.
of $10,200.
So we did
and
have
then
to save
probably like $5,000 of meds. Was like we'd go in every day and have to pay like $1,000 for meds, $1,000 for meds.
Yeah. So it was spread out, but it still was not great, obviously. I think that's a common question is like, how did you pay that? And we put all of our money to it.
Yeah.
We had no money.
So we were always saying,
where did our money
where's
go?
our money going? And
That's
now
where it went.
that I know we spent $50,000 on them, that's where the money went.
I do feel very lucky though that we were able to afford it because that's a huge barrier. Like it's so unfortunate that people can't access fertility treatments where there's no coverage because like it's an exceptional cost. Like, that's not something that you just have lying around.
No. And a lot of insurance providers, that's something that we get asked a lot is like, well, does insurance cover it? And in Canada, at least, a lot of insurance providers don't.
Yeah, I think some do, but like we don't, like we're self-employed. It's not like we have amazing insurance coverage, so that was not an option.
Even people we know that have a lot of insurance coverage, like it doesn't cover anything.
No, I think
or
the
that
medication gets covered.
Depends on the med. $50,000.
So that's what we spent. People, like so many people don't have to pay. It still makes, obviously, like I shouldn't be mad, but it makes me so mad that people can just
have sex and have a baby.
Yes, I'm so happy for them because they don't have to pay these fees or go through fertility treatments. But it's just like, oh, it sucks.
Yeah.
You know?
That it's like it's a big barrier for queer people.
It is. Or people who have infertility. Yeah. Because like it's not your fault.
Yep. I know. It's a lot of money.
And it sucks that it's not covered because it should be.
Yeah. So $50,000.
$2,000 down the drain. But really, forever.
Well, it's not down the drain.
Know.
They sleep.
They're the best. I know. I don't. Obviously, I would spend it again in a heartbeat.
Yeah. It definitely feels like some of it went down the drain. Like all of those like IV or like all of the embryo transfers that didn't work. All the IUIs
stuff
that
didn't work. You're like, it was a waste of money down the toilet. But it wasn't because it took all of that to get to. So it wasn't a waste. It just
I get that though.
Feels like it was, but obviously it wasn't because they're here now.
Yeah. And if we have more kids, that'll just be more thousands of dollars.
Hopefully it only takes like a little bit.
Yeah. I mean, the embryos are already frozen, so embryo transfers have gone up to $2,500, but it'd be nice if it was like $3,000 only extra. Wouldn't that be nice?
It would.
We don't know what's going to happen.
We could take all of them and then work.
Yeah.
So. We'll see. Anyway, that's what we spent. There you go for all you nosy folks or who are just curious or going in through the journey or
doing some
also spent that much and want to not feel alone.
Yep.
In your spending.
$50,000. All right. Well, thank you for watching. We'll be back really soon with another video. See us.
See you soon.
See us. That's what you said.
See us. We'll see you soon.